What is up, everybody? J Nell here with my UFC 212 recap video. Happened last night. Another great event from Brazil. You got to catch all the Brazil events. They're all really good. Got 4 out of 5. So good night for me. First up is the pick I did not get. I chose Eric Silva to beat Yancy Medeiros. However, this stopped in the second round with some controversy. This fight was going back and forth, although I do give the first round to Yancy. This was a stand-up battle. Yancy struck first. He knocked Eric back on his butt. Eric got back up, and then he actually returned the favor, landing a good hard shot against Yancy, knocking him back. So this went back and forth, but I give the first round to Yancy. The second round, you could tell that Eric was finding his range better and landing more, and it was a little bit more even. Still, back and forth, back and forth. Yancy lands again, knocks Eric back on his butt again. He's flurrying. Eric's trying to block some shots, but then he is clearly trying to either stand up, give his back, turn around, something. He puts his elbow and hand on the ground, and he is moving. His eyes are open. He's not out of it. He is trying to improve his position, and this is when the ref stopped the fight. This was an early stoppage. That's not to say that Yancy wouldn't have won anyway, but in my opinion, at this moment in this fight, this was an early stoppage. Eric was clearly trying to improve his position. Let me know what you thought of that moment. If it was early, not early, if you agree, disagree, and who would you like to see Yancy Medeiros fight next? Now, on to the picks I did get. I chose Paulo Barashina to beat Holloway Bambose, and he did. This ended also in the second round. The first round, though, went to Holloway. He attacked first, but he was wild. He was sloppy. You could tell that he exerted a lot of energy trying to take him down. He got him down a couple of times, but then Paulo was able to get back up. Holloway did land some good shots. Again, he was first, but again, by the end of that first round, you could tell he was already gassed. Second round, and in that first round, it was Paulo landing the cleaner shots with the cleaner boxing. He was waiting back. He just wasn't exerting his energy. He was kind of like, yeah, get all that out. Yeah, you hit me, you took me down. Get all that out while I sit here and hit you down the middle. And then the second round, he turned it up, was able to connect real hard on Holloway, knock him up against the fence, then ground and pound onto the ground, ground and pound, ref stopped the fight. Good stoppage for Paul. He is undefeated. Who would you like to see him fight next? He's not Anderson Silva, by the way. They keep calling him the next Anderson Silva. Not only does he not have the body type or the fighting style, we can say he's has lots of potential without comparing him to someone, you know what I mean? So he's no Anderson Silva, but who would you like to see Paulo fight next? Now, next up, I chose Vitor Belfort to beat Nate Marquardt. He did. This ended in a split decision. I thought Nate won the first round. He was first. He took Vitor down. He landed the most shots, and I was looking kind of nervous for Vitor there. Vitor, and this is more of the same happened in the second round, except for Vitor was able to actually to land the hardest shot and have a near finish. He was able to find his range and make that round more even. So to me, that round was even because Nate still did well in that round, but if you add in the near finish from Vitor, I gave that round to him. Third round was clearly Vitor. He was first to the punch. This was all completely stand-up battle. He was first to the punch. He was landing more shots. He was pressing the pace. He was going for it. So third round was clearly him. And again, I gave him the second round due to that near finish because that round was very, very close. So if you thought there was some controversy, it was a close round. Let me know how you felt. But this was a good win for Vitor Belfort. Now on to the co-main event, and I chose they're both my girls, but I chose Claudia Gadelha to beat Caroline Kowalkiewicz, and Kowalkiewicz. I'm going to stick with the American pronunciation on that one. And she did. Not only did Claudia win, she won in the first round. She tricked her in the bad movement on the ground. They had a small filling out period before Claudia was able to get her on the ground. And then she had her from the front. She had kind of a loose, guard with hold on her with her legs. She also had her hand in kind of a real weird pace that kind of made it seem like Carolina might have an out. And as soon as she went for that, she snatched up her neck and snatched to the back. She tricked her into that position. She baited her into that bad movement. It was slick. It was smart. It was so pro. She looked great. She tapped her out like halfway into the first round. So we got 2 more fights we need to see there, I think. We need to see Claudia versus Thug Rose. We also need to see Thug Rose versus JJ. So I'd like to see Thug Rose fight Joanna, the champ, first. And whoever wins or loses, Claudia can still fight Thug Rose, whether it's because she lost or because she became the new champion. So those are the 2 fights I'd like to see there. Who would you like to see next for Claudia Gadelha? Now, on to the main event. Got this pick too. Super nervous. Glad I didn't change it at the last minute. And a new UFC undisputed featherweight champion Max blessed Holloway. He got the victory over Jose Aldo. I was very nervous about this. It was like, how much does Jose have left? Will the bright lights in the big stage get to Max Holloway? He'll have to use all of his tools. He finished Jose in the third round, because you know he had to get a win, right? Wasn't going to get a decision in Brazil, right? So the first round went to Jose. Jose was, I think he wanted to prove something on the feet that he could box with Max, and I don't know why he did that. He threw almost, I don't think he threw one leg kick. Even Max was surprised by this. You take away a will of Max Holloway, even though Max was kind of shelled up in that first round. He wasn't throwing nearly as much offense. The jab wasn't working. His movement, he wasn't switching stance. I was very nervous because, again, Jose won the first round, maybe even won the second. He was clocking Max. He was getting some clean shots on Max Holloway. He won that first round for sure. Second round, more of the same again. Towards the end, you could see that Max was starting to loosen up. He started to play to the crowd a bit, try to show it a little bit. I was like, don't get too loose there, Max. Don't get knocked out. But it was more of the same, except for Max. He found his range a little bit. He started to give it back a little bit in the second round. This was all standing, by the way. Started to give it back a little bit. They had kind of equal speed. In the first round, Jose seemed a bit faster, but as Max loosened up, quite frankly, and started putting the combinations together, they kind of looked equally fast. And in the third round, for sure, Max started putting together those great combinations with the uppercuts and the angles and moving in and out. And eventually, he clocked Jose. I think it was a right, left, right. I believe it was a right, left, right, knocked him on his butt, and then proceeded to swarm, ground and pound. And then he got Jose to give up his back, because at one point he had full mount on him. Jose was moving, giving up the side, giving up the mount, giving up the front, trying to move, trying to get up out of there. He could not get up. There was moments where it looked like he would, but Max was able to, he did a really good job with that top control. Eventually, Jose gave up his back and was like this. He took a lot of shots that didn't really land clearly, but there are two aspects to this. You have to intelligently defend yourself and try to improve your position. Jose did not do that. The ref gave him ample time to do so. He gave him, a champion the caliber of Jose, the benefit of a doubt. He gave him all the benefit of a doubt. This was a good stoppage from the ref, and we have a new champ, ladies and gentlemen. I got this pick too. Afterwards, Jose was very humble, said this is the new blessed era. I know you had to cheer for you guys, but you guys are fight fans. Thank you very much. This is me. Whoever want to come get it. I'm not picking and choosing like Conor McGregor. That's essentially what he said. So this is a great win for him. I was super happy for him. And for me, all is right now in the featherweight division, because honestly, this is probably who should have stopped Jose's title run in the first place. It shouldn't have been disrupted. This is the guy who earned it in the first place. So for me, all is now right in the featherweight division. We'll see what happens with the lightweight division. Let me know how you did on your picks, any injury updates, how happy you are for Max blessed Holloway, and talk to me. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm now on Snapchat. Subscribe, like, talk to me, take care, and goodbye.